Hey, friends! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. Come join me, your host, Nicole, for some hope-filled conversations about heartfelt entertainment that makes your heart swing. Hey, Hallmarkies! Welcome to the Swing My Heart podcast. I'm your host, Nicole, and Stephanie and I are back to talk about Providence Falls, Part 2, An Impossible Promise. Again, it was written by Teresa Kale and based on the book An Impossible Promise by Jude Devereaux and Tara Sheets. Part 2 was directed by Siobhan Devine. Detectives Cora and Liam must solve a murder. Meanwhile, despite Liam's hidden love for Cora, he pushes her toward D.A. Finn Walsh, her fated match, in order to change their destinies. What was your first impression on An Impossible Promise? And then one word to describe this movie.
I'm going to give you my first word first. I'm going to give you my word first. That word is going to be lake.
Okay. Yeah.
And my first impressions, now, can my first impressions be from after watching it, or are we talking first impressions like as it starts?
Your first impression, so your immediate thoughts right after watching.
Got him. All right, here's what I got. The word Suzette, if I could have a second word.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is between us is stronger than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So the craziness that Liam already knows how much he loves her, but he doesn't even realize how much he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
Like that there's more to what he already thought, right? No wonder fate is not winning out here. I don't know what else to do. Like sacrifice that ending scene with the two angels. So the fact that she's hurt and he stands in that window and leaves, and I'm like, don't leave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might have screamed at the TV on that one. And then this quote, love of my life, of all of my lives. I have a lot of first impressions here.
Yeah.
And I'll do whatever it takes to help her change the world for the better, even if it means I can never have her. That's a lot of first impressions, but that's what I got.
Yes. That's a lot of great first impressions.
Thanks.
Yes. I think my first impressions, so I have two. The first one, I'm glad there's a part 3 because
That ending, walking away. Why?
yes, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little bit watching that part 2
Very
ending.
valid. A valid
Yeah.
reason to. Yeah.
And then the
Yeah.
song too. I mean, add in that song.
Again, we're back to the music. Like I said in our first episode, the music was so good.
Yes.
So well done. Perfect
Mm-hmm.
songs.
And then Suzette works for the other side. What?
I might have said something out loud on that one when that happened. That one did surprise me. Because like
Yes.
in the first episode, I when you asked about her, I was like, I really love her friendship with
Mm-hmm.
Cora.
Yes.
So
So highs, lows, and plot holes. What were the highs for you in this movie? And if you have any, some lows, although there probably won't be any.
I might have a couple lows.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
I love that Aegon loves Cora and Liam,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? Because it validates what you're feeling when all you're thinking is, but you keep telling me she's supposed to be with Finn, but my heart says she's not. And if
Mm-hmm.
Aegon doesn't think so, I mean, even though, I mean, we know what Aegon's thinking, right? Which was so well
Yeah.
done. So that was definitely a high for me. This is not a low for me. This is me really getting really nitpicky. I felt like Cora was flirting too much with Magnus.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
actually,
Magnus? Was that his name?
yeah,
Magnus?
I actually
Magnus.
agree with that.
Um, just but because the dialogue at first she says he's making a comment about her getting away and all of this, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, well, it sounds like she didn't want him, so why immediately is she
Mm-hmm.
flirting with him? And the
Yeah.
only thing I could come up with is that she's feeling this rejection from Liam, And sometimes when people feel rejection, they go after the first thing that's right in front of them. And Magnus was the first
Yeah.
thing right in front of her. So that's going to be me giving her that out. So that
Yeah.
was a little bit of a low for me. I was like, I do not
Mm-hmm.
want her flirting with him that much. He's the one who got away. That comment, I was like, that's what we're going after? Because that's not even close to Liam. And then I will say, if I were going to be nitpicky about anything, this is a low and a high. High, I loved the driving scene. I loved the fun of it. I hate the interruption, but the little bit of a low was, yes, we know that Liam needs to learn how to drive, which I thought if he's coming from this place of being a police officer and the whole Ireland thing, okay, he drove on the wrong side of the road. But to get in and practice and hit the gas, I kind of felt like no matter what side of the road you drive on, you know how to hit the gas.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, that's me being really, that's me
Yeah.
trying to find a low.
Yeah.
Because the high was I still absolutely loved that scene.
Yes, that was a great scene. Also, another similarity to When Calls the Heart, cough, cough, Elizabeth teaching Nathan how to drive.
Yeah. If
Uh,
I'm, can I give one more low?
yeah.
Not that I want to give because I'm always
Yeah.
going to give 10 times more highs.
Yeah.
I didn't like that when they missed Meredith, right?
Mhm.
Meredith.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so many names. And she gets away.
Hmm.
It felt like Cora was blaming Liam. And I know it was because she was taking her job so
Yeah.
seriously. And she was probably as mad at herself
Hmm.
that she let herself kind of get caught up in the
Hmm.
moment when she should have been doing her police duty.
Hmm.
But I was bothered by the fact that she was so rude to Liam, even though it was, again, I
Yeah.
know not intentional, but
Hmm.
it was just like, I'm like, do you really got to be that mean to him? You know?
Yeah.
So that was my,
Yeah. So for lows, I think I have the same ones as you. I didn't really like that she was flirting with Magnus so much. Like, what does she see in him?
mm, yeah,
I don't know. And then highs, elevated romantic tension. Of course, again, the strong performances from the entire cast and the, I guess, narrative depth with this trilogy. Not just part two, but part one and part three as well. I thought
yeah.
had some depth to it.
Oh, for sure.
Also, I got to mention we have Hallmark favorite Niall Mater as Dale. I think I pronounced that right.
Dale. Hmm.
He did a great job.
So fantastic. That was
Yeah.
definitely a high. Yeah,
Oh yes, he was.
definitely a high. We'll put him in the high category.
Yes.
Yeah.
So beyond the credits, what were your thoughts on Liam and Cora's arc in this movie, part two?
I don't know that my thoughts have changed that much. Um, from part one, other than both of them in this internal conflict of my heart is saying this. And, for Cora, who's owning her feelings for Liam and not able to do anything about it,
Mhm.
and then Liam, who can't do anything about it. Very similar to part one.
Mhm.
Um, I love that, he's really tapped into the second chances stuff
Mhm.
and is embracing that.
Yeah.
That would be my take on those two.
Yes. In part two, we see that he asks Samael to remove the electric shock sensation he feels every time he touches Cora to, maintain his focus because every time there's a shock, it kind of gets him off track, makes him lose his focus. He grows emotionally attached to Cora, and I love how he even confides in her friend Suzette for help. And in the end, I think we've already talked about it, but we see him sacrifice his own happiness
Mm,
for Cora in that hospital scene. Oh,
mm.
so heartbreaking.
Did the shock come off in part two?
Yes, it did. I think so.
So that's where another high, because I'm going to just keep bringing
Yeah.
highs, is the minute he realizes that the shock is gone and being able to really touch her
Yeah.
and
That's
then
a good.
jump in for that hug. And it's like
Yeah.
that first time where she's able
Hmm.
to get to feel that authenticity and not where she felt it and then he pulls away. And now
Hmm.
she's like, okay, that's what he truly feels. Loved
Yeah.
it.
Yes, me too. And I will mention that scene because that's in my scene stealer segment.
Good.
So for Cora, I think you've already said it. She is still conflicted in this movie with her lingering attraction to Liam, the confusion over Finn's feelings, and her questions that she has about the supernatural. Of course, she was destined to grow the Second Chances Foundation to save millions, and this revelation forces her to reconsider the true meaning of her purpose.
Hmm. So good.
Yes, for sure. Now, Finn and Suzette, what were your thoughts on them in this episode?
So Finn is actually the one that I noted the most
Yeah.
because I felt like with this part, we start to really see who Finn is and that
Hmm.
he's not this straight laced. Boring is not the right word because I never felt like Finn was boring. I mean, I did feel like he could be a contender. I just needed to know more about him. And in part two, I felt like I got to know more about him and that he has those same things that he wrestles with, just like all of us do. So I loved part two. Let us see the good and the bad in Finn and how he's resolved some of that. That was my favorite character development actually in part two.
Yeah, he had a great arc.
Yeah.
So he becomes more defined, especially when he reveals his humble background growing up in a trailer park and his resilience through those tough circumstances,
Mhm.
and his vulnerability deepens Cora's sense of him as someone solid and pure hearted. So I
Yeah.
loved that.
Yeah.
And then Suzette, wow.
Shock, right? That was one
Yeah.
of the times during the trilogy that I actually said things out loud with
Mhm.
nobody around because I was shocked on that one.
Yeah.
But I didn't get like frustrated or
Yeah.
anything because I thought there's more to know about her.
Mhm.
Because we already, which I loved, it was so established that she really did. Even if now we're wondering what her, how genuine is
Mhm.
she, she's been such a good friend to Cora that I thought there's more to know about Suzette.
Mhm.
So yes, the shock of knowing what she's caught up in,
Yeah.
but then, it's exciting because you're like, okay, she's not just the friend now. Like, we've got a story for Suzette here as well.
It was a great scene when she actually sees Aegon vanish. She's like, "What?"
Yes, so good.
Of course, before she actually sees Aegon vanish, she was already growing suspicious
Mhm.
and concerned about Liam's odd behavior. She even told him that. And
Mhm.
then, when he explains everything, she says, "Oh, now everything makes more sense.
Yes.
Why you've been acting the way that you have."
Yeah.
And initially, she's reluctant to betray fate, but then she does decide to help Liam, which I
Yeah.
loved.
Yeah.
And then Samael and Aegon. What were your thoughts on them in this episode?
I'm going to defer to you on her because I didn't write anything down on her.
Okay. So for her, I just wrote down that even though she removes the electric shock from Liam to focus his efforts, she still is vigilant and unwavering about Liam's
That's why
fate.
I didn't write anything down because it was very consistent with part one. She's
Yes, it
still
was.
staying the course
Hmm.
and reminding Aegon of his mission.
Yes.
So,
Now, for Aegon, did you have any thoughts on him?
well, I still love him. I still love him.
Yeah.
He's showing up more.
Hmm.
I love the moments where Liam is now seeking him out. At first, it's almost like he's hiding because he has these feelings, and now he's so committed to this thing, Liam is with
Mhm.
Cora, that now he's calling on Aegon because he needs him to be a part of the
Mhm.
process, the whole checking in
Yeah.
thing. But he was just a favorite for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So I love that, he's going in and secretly watching videotapes to
Yeah.
learn more about their love story.
Yeah.
Um, and making himself present, and says even that he forgets he's an angel sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Again, he was still the comedic relief. And was it part two where he shows up in the police uniform?
oh gosh, I don't know, but it was the best. It
That
was
was
it was either one or two, wasn't it?
I think so. That was a great scene when he's
So
talking
so many good ones.
to
So many.
Liam. Like he's talking about, the job that they're there to do. But then another policeman walks by and he just immediately changes the subject.
Subject. Yes. So good.
Also, I think somebody, one of our McGarry's friends, made an edit of Aegon. You might have seen it.
I
It
saw it.
was
I think I shared it yesterday in my stories.
Hallmark of My Heart, the one about Aegon.
Was that the Calling All Angels one? Because that
Maybe
one was good.
it was the one when it was like point of view. McGarry's waiting for Nathan and Elizabeth to take
Oh,
the
I haven't seen that one.
next step
Okay.
or something.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out. No, I did see the montage of all of the angel moments.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
it was great. It was so good.
Yeah. I will link both of those in the description of this episode.
So good.
Yes. So going to Scene Stealer, what were the best scenes for you for this one? So three. Your top three.
Finding out about Suzette,
Mm-hmm.
because now we've got a whole nother thing going
Mm-hmm.
on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially knowing that she also knows about the angel thing. And
Yeah.
so I love just that all of a sudden her story became
Mm-hmm.
elevated once we know that she's working for Bale.
Yeah.
I loved Finn's pool scene,
Mm-hmm.
and that whole, Cora's watching from the side, her and Suzette,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that Evan played that, I thought was so good. I'm like,
Yeah.
can he play that good? Because Siobhan in directing that pulled it off. Her vision for
Mm-hmm.
that scene really worked.
Yeah.
Loved that because it then let it get to peek into what Finn
Mm-hmm.
was, really about. And then absolutely the lake scene, and
Yeah.
the fact that in that moment of Liam thinking that it's happening all over again and that
Mm-hmm.
he's about to lose her, that his only reaction is to kiss her and to really just let her know
Yeah.
how relieved he is and how much he cares for her, but then also for Finn to see it and go,
Mm-hmm.
whoa, what's the reality here? And Evan
Mm-hmm.
played that so well. That lake scene was fantastic. And for being freezing cold and wearing bodysuits, they pulled it off so well.
Mm-hmm.
And if Lachlan ever needed a scene like to really go, yeah, that played out well, good job, Lachlan.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it was
Agreed.
good.
Yes. So for me, I'll pick some different ones. 1844, Liam and Cora after Finn's proposal when she says there is nowhere else I'd rather be. Another similarity to Winkle's heart.
Yep. Yep.
That was a great scene. And
Yep.
then Liam and Cora at the police station the first time or one of the first times. And this is when the electric shock has been removed. That was a great moment.
I snuck that moment in earlier in our chat. It
Yes.
was so
And he
good.
picks her up. He wraps his arms around her, picks
Hugs
her up.
her.
That was
Yep.
so sweet.
Yep.
And then think I'll say for my third one, Liam and Cora at the station again. This was after James and Boyd had had that argument in Boyd's office about her being taken off the case. And she was in the room going through the evidence. And Liam is just trying to be supportive. And he says, "You deserve to have the best life."
Yep. Mm.
So sweet.
So good. Because I have that.
Yeah.
I have that right here next.
Hmm. So, what was the best quote in part two for you?
I did have down, you deserve to have the best
Oh,
life.
yeah.
I will go ahead and pick another one.
Okay.
You genuinely care about
Mhm.
helping people,
Yeah.
was what Liam said to her. And then the whole, because I'm stealing another one, don't give up. I mean,
Yeah. Don't.
that I feel like that's such a message
Mhm.
in this
Yeah.
whole series of not giving up. So
Yes.
she's down and he's like, don't give up.
Yeah.
So
I also wrote down she's the love of my life, all of my lives. We've already talked about that one. And then a different one, the whole future lies in uncertainty, live immediately. So basically,
yes.
what that's saying is just live in the moment.
Yeah, live in the moment.
Yeah. And that was said in the scene when she was teaching them how to drive,
Yeah.
which that was a
Another
great quote.
good part of that scene.
Yes. And then who had the best performance in this movie for you?
I don't know that I can pick one.
Okay.
Is it wrong if I can't?
No.
I will say that I really, in this one, where I was really, 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 really into learning about Liam and
Hmm.
that storyline. So I was really tapped into Lachlan in part one. I was really feeling more what Cora was going through.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just really that I'm beginning to know what I want and
Hmm.
why do you keep rejecting me?
Yeah.
So I'll go Katie in this one.
Okay. Yeah. For me, that's a tough one because they all
I
did
know.
fantastic.
I don't want to pick, but you made me.
I'll say Evan. And I actually didn't
I
mention it.
appreciate you picking Evan because I wanted to pick Evan too if you would have let me pick two. So,
Yes. I didn't mention it, but I also wrote down the scene when he's talking to Cora at his childhood home. You know, he's
yes.
showing her where he
Yes.
grew up. And then they have that whole heart to heart conversation. That was a great moment, too.
So good. Yes.
Yeah.
Loved it.
So, behind the frame, what were the themes and symbolism in this movie for you?
I don't know that it's changed that
No.
much. I
Mm-mm.
think we just continue to see this whole
Yeah.
idea of you're told one thing that, this is your fate, but what are the choices that you have
Mhm.
in that? And can that become the best thing for you?
Yeah.
I think I wrestle with that to a
Mhm.
certain degree just because of my faith.
Mhm.
But I also understand that sometimes there's more than one way to get to where you're supposed to get to.
Mhm.
And so I wouldn't say that it's changed from part one.
Yeah. I think the only changes I would say, or maybe different themes for part two, would be sacrifice, love, and moral duty. I mean, maybe that was
Those are good ones. No, we see more sacrifice in this one
in
for
this
sure.
one,
Yeah.
especially at the end
Yeah.
with William at the hospital.
So
And
that's
then,
great, Nicole. Good
yes,
one.
thank you. And then identity and self-doubt, especially referring to Cora with,
Mhm.
her
Yeah.
continual conflicting
Yes. Yeah.
feelings.
Yeah.
And then symbolism, the electric shock, symbolizing the emotional pull that they have towards one another, and the removal of that electric shock signifies the suppression of his true feelings, even as they continue to grow. Second Chances Foundation, I think, is a symbol as well.
Yeah.
So, what is the overall message you took from An Impossible Promise?
I'm going to stick with you on what you just said about, I think we definitely saw more of that sacrifice in
Mm-hmm.
part two. And the fact that I think this is where we get to that part in any story
Mm-hmm.
where, we kind of hit that point of that
Yeah.
climax of, okay, now where are we going to go? And I think that's what
Mm-hmm.
we'll see in part two. But we're at that point of contention right now where things are a bit out of sorts. They have been the whole time, but really now where they both had this moment at the lake and at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, Finn sees it and it's undeniable,
Mm-hmm.
but yet Liam still chooses to walk away because ultimately he's being told that he's not the best thing for her if she's going to actually get to her destiny. So,
Yeah. The message I took away from it, sacrifice and the heartbreak of letting go, and also that sometimes the most selfless choice is the most painful. I think that's a good overall message for this episode.
that's probably where you cried, isn't it? That's where you teared up.
The end scene. Yep.
Again, valid.
Yes. And then, final frame, what are your closing thoughts on this movie? And then your rating from 1 to 5.
Definitely a 5. I'm going 5. It's going to be a 5. No surprises, everybody. It's going to be a 5.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. Where are we going with Suzette? What's going to happen? Because now I'm a bit more invested in her story.
Yeah.
How is Finn going to respond now that he's seen what he's seen?
Yeah.
And when Cora comes out of this, what's she going to do? That's kind of where I'm at. So lots of questions at the end of part 2.
Lots of questions, yeah. I think I'll back you up on that. Those are my final thoughts too.
Okay.
Yeah. Overall, it was a good part 2 and lead into the finale of Providence Falls. All right, Hallmarkies. Well, I think that wraps up our review of Providence Falls, An Impossible Promise. If you enjoyed this episode and are watching on YouTube, you can like this video and share your thoughts about the movie in the comments. If you are listening on Spotify, make sure to rate and review, as your feedback is always greatly appreciated. If you want to stay up to date on all of my episodes, you can subscribe to this channel on YouTube and follow along on Spotify, and make sure to turn on the bell so you are alerted when those new episodes come. You can also find the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads at Swing My Heart Podcast, and Twitter at Swing My Heart Pod. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you are in the world, and we will see you next time. We love y'all. Bye!